Getting ready to leave our hotel room. Big. It's about 9:25. Chad is heading out with Jada, and I am getting back on trail. Not the PCT yet. We're on the Kearsarge Pass trail that we have to take to get back to the PCT. About 3.5 miles, 2,500 feet uphill, then another 3 miles downhill, and we'll be back on the PCT. Maybe it's 4.5 miles uphill. Either way, Emily ended up driving out with us, and then we'll be hiking out with me today. The rest of the family are taking another 0 and have slightly different plans for the next section. So it'll be me and Emily planning to make it to Mammoth in 7 days. So we have a 7-day food carry, which, like it did the last stretch, feels really, really heavy. But we're strong, so we will manage. We're almost to the top of Kearsarge Pass. I believe it is right there. That little divot. I don't know how many miles. I told myself I wouldn't look at miles until we got there. But I did forget how much a full pack with the bear can weighs on your shoulders. My shoulders are definitely getting sore, so I can't wait for pack break when I get to the top of Kearsarge. But at least I'm ½ pound lighter. I sent home my ice axe with Chad because it's no longer necessary from what I'm reading, and that was 8.2 ounces. So there's a silver lining. At least I'm 8 ounces lighter. Started way down there, and now we're almost at the top of Kearsarge Pass, where I will stop and eat my first lunch. Just about made it to the top of Glen Pass, which means that today, in 10 miles, me and Emily climbed about 3,800 feet and 2 passes, both Kearsarge and Glen, with fresh packs, which are definitely not feeling comfortable right now. Water. I'm about 1 mile from camp. Me and Emily cut the day shorter than we anticipated. By the time we get to camp, it'll be about 13 miles. Had planned to do 16, but just kind of overestimated our abilities with a full 7-day carry and also doing Kearsarge Pass and Glen Pass. So we're gonna stop at 13 miles It also is convenient because the campsite we're going to stop at has a bear box, which we don't need for our food because it's in the canister, but because our bear canisters are packed so full, there's no room to put like today's garbage or sunscreen, toothpaste, the miscellaneous toiletries that have a smell. So it'd be nice to put them in the bear bin. Will it be safe and protected versus the other option would have been do a bear hang from a tree. I don't remember what I said earlier, but it was just me and Emily, and plus, you know, any other hiker that left Bishop today. But from our group, it was just me and Emily who went out today. Soda pop, a la carte, dirt nap, and Isabel opted to stay another day in town to rest, which means sadly we may not see them again. I mean, the trail does weird things. You end up seeing people months later that you never thought you'd see again. But for the near future, we won't see them because they plan to do an 8-day stretch from town to Mammoth, whereas me and Emily plan to do a 7-day. But honestly, I think it works out better this way for me and Emily. You know, instead of a group of 6 or 7, it's just 2 of us, so less opinions to take into account, and you know, just easier to get hitches, easier to plan our days, etc. I'm obviously in the process of setting up my tent, but here is the wonderful view we get tonight. So right on the lake, which unfortunately also does mean mosquitoes. They're not horrible, but they're present, and we might wake up with some condensation in our tent tomorrow morning, but it's worth it for the bear box tonight and for the fact that we don't want to hike any further. It is 7:30, and this is what the foreseeable future will look like. I'm already in my tent because the mosquitoes are circling. Which will probably be the rest of the Sierra and maybe the rest of the trail. So not much hanging around at camp. Just basically get to camp, eat, and then hang out in our tents. Good night from day 33. And I'll see you in the morning. Peaceful lake this morning. Good morning from day 34. Slept really well last night. Actually really comfortably. So I let myself sleep in till about 5:30. Started hiking around 6:10. The plan today, if we make up all the 3 miles we missed yesterday, will bring us to 19.5 miles. So we'll just see how we're feeling, if we want to do that many miles or just add like 1 extra mile or 1.5 extra miles today. The good news is both Emily and I have the Garmin satellite phones with unlimited messaging, so we can message each other throughout the day, check in and see how we're feeling, etc. Yesterday we hiked together for I think all the day, but today we'll probably hike separately. I get going a little bit earlier in the morning than Emily does, so we'll just see each other throughout the day and keep in contact through messaging. But the pass today is Pincho Pass. We still have about 5.5 miles of downhill from Glen Pass yesterday, and then we'll start, I think it's a 7.3 mile climb, maybe like 3,600 feet to the top of Pinchot Pass. This just feels so unreal. Our first river crossing of the morning, and I think I can do it without taking off my shoes because these mosquitoes are already bad this early in the morning and I don't want to linger here. That was instantly a lie. Definitely taking off my shoes and socks. Oh, that's cold. Apparently, today is the day of lakes and river crossings. I'm gonna put my GoPro down so I can focus on getting across. This is the first really messy downed tree area I've come across. Thankfully so many people have hiked through here that there is a path. I've done 5.6 miles so far this morning, and I'm just starting the climb to the top of Pinchot Pass. So I'm right there, and we're just going up Pinchot Pass, 7.3 miles ahead, 3,650 feet. So it's gonna be quite a steep, long climb. I'm hoping to make it about a quarter way up, 1.5 to 2 miles, before I take my first extended break of the day. Hi, Mama. It is 10 o'clock and I'm stopping for my first break. I've done 2.8 miles of the climb and about 1,300 feet, so just over a third. As you can see by the bug net, this is not quite an ideal spot to stop. There are mosquitoes all around, but I needed a break, so here we are, hopefully not getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. A brief, flat reprieve during the climb to Pinchot Pass. I've got about 2.3 miles and slightly less than 1,200 feet to get to the top of Pinchot Pass. I'm looking at the mountains around me. I'm not entirely certain where it is. Could be up and over this mountain there, or in that saddle there, or anywhere along the way. I'm not great at guessing where the passes are going to be, but I'll see you at the top. Hi, buddy.
Kind of funny. Oh.
You're okay. It is almost 8 o'clock on day 34. As you can see, I am inside my tent. The mosquitoes are once again hellish today. I think I got at least 20 mosquito bites today despite using bug spray and having all my clothes and tent and backpack sprayed with permethrin. Basically, anytime you stop moving throughout the day, you're gonna get hit by mosquitoes. And so every time I stop for an extended break, put on pants, sweatshirt, bug net, everything like that. And even just crossing water today, which there were so many water crossings today, got bit by mosquitoes. And then when you get to camp, you basically eat. We ate with full mosquito gear and then are in bed early just because no one wants to be out there, and the tent is how we protect ourselves. So apparently we get to look forward to mosquitoes for the next 1 to 2 months or the foreseeable future, so that'll be, I guess, something to look forward to. But today we did not make up the full 3 miles that we missed yesterday. We did make up a mile, so we did 17.5 miles and like over 3,600 feet of climbing. We'll make up more miles tomorrow, 1 or 2 of those tomorrow, because we are camped 5 miles away from the top of Mather Pass, and it is only a 2,000 foot climb. Who knows how hard that 2,000 feet climb is, or if the descent is hard, but much less than whatever pass we did today, Pincho Pass was, so hopefully a little bit more tolerable. But so our plan tomorrow will be somewhere between 18 or almost 18.5 to 20.5 miles, just depending on how we're feeling. There was supposed to be a river crossing about 0.4 miles before we were camping right here. That is one of the ones where a hiker died in 2017 trying to cross it, but thankfully it's not, even if we had a way to cross it, it wasn't that deep or dangerous, but thankfully there was a log that we got to walk right across, and so didn't have to get our feet wet even. But today was definitely a day of water crossings, not necessarily river. That, if I said that earlier, that was bad wording, but today was a day of water crossings in lakes, so really pretty, but really mosquito-y, and so here's hoping tomorrow will be better. I'm not quite optimistic, but we're hoping. So I think I am going to say good night, and I'll see you in the morning.